نبقى الآن مع المدير الإداري لشركة فيسبوك في منطقة الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا لإخبارنا عن ريادة الأعمال على طريقة القراصنة أو The Hacker's Way.
So this is the last keynote speaker for today before our lunch break. He is the manager director of Facebook MENA. He's going to tell us about entrepreneurship, the hacker way.
رحبوا معي من فضلكم بالسيد رامز شحادة فليتفضل إلى المنصة مشكورا.
Please welcome on stage Ramez Shehadi.
Good morning. I'm competing with Chris Gardner, book signing, lunch, and prayer, all of which perhaps have a higher purpose than this session. But I'm delighted that all of you are here and that I get the chance to share an inside view, if you want, into what seems to headline quite a bit, Facebook. Facebook as a company. And of course, it's a delight to participate in such an important conference addressing the essential theme of entrepreneurship. And in many ways, it's this theme that's at the heart of who Facebook is, and why, after my own long run in strategy consulting, I've opted to be here at this company today. And while entrepreneurship is often considered outside the context of an established business, the reality is that only 12% of the Fortune 500 in 1955 still remain today. And the average lifespan of a Fortune 500 company today has shrunk from 67 years down to 15. Reinvention, problem solving, and entrepreneurship is of existential importance within a company. And for us, the ingredients of entrepreneurship are inherent to everything that we do. It drives not just our products, but also our culture. And so allow me to share the ingredients of entrepreneurship in the Facebook context that matter to us most through our story that goes back a few years to when Facebook went public. It was one of the most highly anticipated IPOs in the tech space, and people were shocked when Mark wrote a letter to shareholders that said Facebook was not originally created to be a company. It was built to accomplish a social mission, to make the world more open and connected. We've come quite a distance, but our mission remains to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. We believe that companies with a strong mission and strong values are more successful than companies that simply try to maximize profit. A strong mission delivers a sense of purpose and helps to align the organization and its employees towards a larger goal. In fact, it creates a multiplier. This is more important than ever as top talent that is entering the job market today look for more than just a paycheck. They're looking for meaning and for impact in the world. Let me show you a short video that I believe goes a distance at illustrating what we as an institution are trying to achieve.
Friends, families, teams, tribes, colleagues, communities. It's human nature. People like to be with other people. Because while we humans do a lot on our own, the simple truth is that sometimes we're even better together. Which is why we're drawn to interact and connect in simple and powerful ways. to express our likes and loves, and so much more. These are opportunities to share, to discover, and to inspire. It's where amazing things have the opportunity to happen every single day. More than just on Facebook, but on our growing family of apps and services. Bringing us together in ways that are both accessible and incredible, delivering more than just likes and views, but measurable value for people and businesses alike. This is the incredible power of connecting us all. And it's just getting started.
As you can see from the video and from this 10-year roadmap, it really isn't just about the Facebook app anymore. And yes, while we have 2.8 billion people on our platform and nearly 200 million in the Middle East and North Africa, we've also got Instagram and Messenger and WhatsApp, all with well over 1 billion people each on those platforms. In the long run, our big bets are all about connecting the unconnected, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and augmented reality. And for us, this message is really always front and center. We have so much more work ahead of us to connect the world, and we believe that at any point in time, we're only 1% done on this incredible journey. And this is a big part of what we communicate and how we motivate our workforce. This is also, to a large extent, what we mean when we talk about the hacker way. The word hacker actually has an unfairly negative connotation from being portrayed in the media as people who try to break into computers. That's not what we mean. In reality, and for us, hacking just means building something quickly or testing the boundaries of what can be done. The hacker way is indeed an approach to building that involves continuous improvement and iteration. Hackers, like entrepreneurs, believe that something can always be better. And in that vein, are always in the mission of fixing and changing. Often in the face, as we heard earlier from Manal and Muna, in the face of people who say it's impossible or are simply content with the status quo. Along with our mission, our values form the foundation of our culture in Facebook. We have 5 values that are core to this culture, and they're essentially the following: build social value, move fast, be bold, be open, and focus on impact. We see values as trade-offs, and sometimes they can even be controversial. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to give up in order to get? Only when values are described as trade-offs do we believe that they really provide meaningful guidance. Let's take a look at each one of these. We expect everyone at Facebook to build real social value for the world. So let me show you a quick example of how we're using AI and image recognition to build that value.
Friends 937. Newsfeed. Lindsay Russell updated her cover photo yesterday at 10:29 p.m. This image may contain outdoor, cloud, foliage, flat, tree. This image may contain 6 people, child, close up, like.
Wow.
1 or more people, jewelry, smiling. 19 likes, 3 comments like.
Now I can see the picture in my head. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have been that close up. Like, now I can say it.
I was gonna love it. You have no idea. This is amazing.
That whole saying of pictures being worth 1,000 words, I think it's true, but unless you have somebody to describe it to you, even having like 3 words just helps flesh out all the details that I can't see.
I feel like I can fit in, that there's more I can do.
I can just call my mom like, yay, I seen your picture. And she'll be like, what? She was like, how you see it? Because my phone read it to me. It's new. And I'm going to mess with my mother head so much.
That always gets me. Today, there are tens of millions of people in the world that are blind and hundreds of millions that have severe visual impairment. And through AI, we've made our platform a lot more accessible to everyone, including people like Nakila, who is now an avid Facebook user despite her visual impairment. And every week at our all-hands staff employee gatherings, we tell a story like hers about how our teams come together to build something that promotes social value. Storytelling helps everyone internalize this value because at the end of the day, we exist for the people who use our platform. Now, you heard Jonas and his view on moving fast. For us, moving fast enables us to build more things and learn faster. It's especially important as we've been on the journey to scale. We're not afraid to move quickly, even if that means a few missteps along the way, and believe me, we've had our fair share. I would even go a step further and say that moving fast isn't just a core value. Moving too slowly is probably also one of our biggest risks as a company. A good example for this was mobile. We totally missed it at first. When Facebook was only 8 years old, and today we're 15 years old, we were still a desktop company, and consumers were moving super fast towards the mobile, much faster than what we had anticipated. And the headlines weren't pretty then, and they're still not pretty today, oftentimes. Because we moved too slowly and needed drastic change, Mark decided to only take product meetings that started with mobile solutions. If you wanted to have a meeting with Mark and showed a desktop solution, the meeting was canceled. And his schedule was pretty empty for a while until the shift started to happen. We used posters to communicate our values across our offices. We used them in authentic ways to reinforce our cultural purpose. Our posters used to say, as you heard earlier, move fast and break things, to capture the spirit. But after a number of product issues, our teams reprinted them to say, move fast and fix your shit. To emphasize the importance of leaning in a fast environment and not being careless. So values need to evolve, and we use posters to communicate that evolution. Be bold. This means making bold decisions that, if you believe they are the right thing to do for your team or your company, even if you know that they're going to be unpopular. Does anyone venture a guess as to what was the biggest group on Facebook just a few years ago? It was the I hate the new Facebook page. In 2008, we made a major change to the interface at Facebook. Previously, the way you would keep up with stories that your friends and family posted was by visiting their profile and looking at their wall. We turned this upside down when we launched Newsfeed, which has become the primary interface for Facebook, a constantly updated personal newspaper comprised of updates from the people, media, brands that you're connected to on our platform. As you could see, not everyone liked it at first, and we were doubting our decision. This was a difficult time, but we stuck with that decision because we believed and were convinced that it was the right thing for our users and for our company and for the future. And today, Newsfeed is where people on Facebook spend in excess of 80% of their time while on the app, and it's been the engine for high engagement of our users and success of our mobile advertising product. We believe that you have to test the boundaries if you want to stay relevant and innovative. Be open. We give everyone at Facebook access to as much information as possible about every part of the company so that they can make the best decisions and have the greatest impact. We also encourage everyone to share their views and provide constructive feedback. Being open goes both ways. Mark hosts weekly Q&A sessions, question and answer sessions, with all our people, where any burning question are asked live or through an online poll. There's no question that isn't tackled, from long-term strategy to what's going to be for lunch on that day. Meetings are recorded and posted for everyone to see. It's been an incredibly effective tool for us to stay connected as a company while we scale globally. And it's a method leveraged by all of our leadership teams all around the world, here in the region, in Menlo Park, and in every single office, connecting all staff around a set of questions, inquiries, and descriptions of opportunities and developments. Focusing on impact, we expect everyone at Facebook to be good at finding the biggest problems to work on. This requires what we call ruthless prioritization, focusing on the work that is going to have the biggest impact to the people who use our platforms. We ask two key questions when we look at people's performance at Facebook. What impact did this person make in the last half? And how could they make more impact during the next? The projects people work on and the way they prioritize is entirely based on where they can create their greatest impact for Facebook and the people that we serve. We believe that making a conscious decision about what not to do is at least as important as to decide what to do. This allows us to be much leaner as an organization than other companies with similar revenues or market caps. And as we continue to grow, it's important for us to define the Facebook experience so that we can connect our mission-driven culture and our values with what our people want and need. So let me share a few more differentiating aspects of working at Facebook, what it means to be an entrepreneur within Facebook, and how we scale. We've heard about hacking. Our journey to connect the next 4 billion people on the planet is well underway, and we're looking for great people who believe in our mission and bring new perspectives to the complex problems we're trying to solve. Regardless of the role, we look for people who like to build things. People who thrive at Facebook look beyond the status quo. They love creating and figuring out how to continuously improve, and we're working, and the way we're working and the products that we're building. I'll give you an example. From the early days at our headquarters, this room was used, and it fit about 10 people, and we were out of space, and we needed to fit in another 10. During a hackathon, a team got together and came up with an idea, and by the morning, had much of this complete. An entirely new office with double the space and a unique way of making it happen. When you put this in the context of your startups and your businesses and the challenges that you face in your corporations, it's quite telling. Approaching innovation in this way is really powerful. It's not just a new office space that came out of a hackathon. Our famous like button and many other products were developed in the same way. And just like Facebook is a product for everyone, we want and expect everyone who works at Facebook to celebrate their authenticity. When people join, we want them to feel like they belong. We built a platform that allows everyone to embrace and show their real identity in order to mirror what we're trying to do in the world. At Facebook, we want people to be who they really are at work. Being authentic and real with your coworkers leads to a deeper understanding of each other and allows you to move faster together. We're a strengths-based company, which means we're focused on designing roles and teams and an organization that helps people do what they're naturally great at and love doing. People perform better and they're less likely to quit if they're doing work that fits their strengths. We strive to build roles for people instead of force-fitting them into pre-existing ones. For example, we let people decide whether they want to become managers or remain individual contributors. You don't have to manage to get promoted in Facebook. There are parallel paths all the way up the ladder so that people can keep doing what they're best at, whether it's writing code or even leading a team. We're working hard to continue to build a culture of continuous feedback. And again, we heard this notion come up in earlier talks. Posters throughout our office say that Facebook is a gift. Feedback is a gift, and encourage tough conversations and ongoing feedback throughout people's experience. This is baked into everything we do, including manager development and education about performance management. It's our belief that one of the greatest risks as a company is if people stop talking with one another openly and transparently. Innovation defines the tech industry. It's also the foundation of Facebook's work, culture, and mission. There are three primary ways we cultivate innovation. We hire innovators, as you've heard, people who think outside the box and push for bold ideas. We nurture our hacking entrepreneurial culture that loves to experiment, and we learn from our failures. We quickly diagnose a situation and move on. Starting at the top, we signal that risk-taking is important even when things have gone wrong, and we make sure it's safe for people to own up to their mistakes. That's why we have posters that say, "Fail harder," all over our offices. We want people to embrace failure and learn from it. In our headquarters, we even have a floor of meeting rooms dedicated to the bad ideas that we've gone through, our own failures. This one's called Beacon. Beacon was one of the first and worst examples or attempts to monetize. It was soon shut down, but people are still remembering it, and that's good for us. If you're a fast-moving company, it's normal and expected to make mistakes. What matters is that you learn from them. And last but not least is the notion of ownership. Our people own the culture. They feel that they own the culture. It's theirs, not Mark's, not management's, not Facebook, the company. It's theirs to shape and make better or ultimately to destruct. We put a ton of accountability on our people for this specific point. And all the things I've described about the Facebook experience feed into this sense of ownership. If you feel like you belong, you're connected to all of your coworkers in a deeply human way, if shaping culture is fulfilling for you and you get to do it in a risk-free environment, all of those things cultivate our sense of ownership. I'm not for 1 minute assuming that what we do at Facebook is for everyone or is valuable to everyone's business. We all share the uncertainty of the future for the workplace, and that possesses some real challenges for us and how we evolve to embrace the next generation of employees, millennials, and the future of work. I do think, though, we can be braver to explore new ways of doing things and of working, and with that, mistakes will be, and perhaps should be, made along the way. And with that, let me leave you with my favorite Facebook poster. What would you do if you weren't afraid? And so I invite you all to hack away. Hack the future. Draw upon your own entrepreneurial spirit. Practice reinvention. And remember, failure is not about a lack of resources, but rather a lack of resourcefulness. Thank you.